Coach, first things first, your new shoot-around platform seems to be quite the hit with the players. What changed yesterday? Or obviously Grievous made some comments about a different shoot-around and how it affected the group.
Fun before the game.
Fun is winning. I think that's the most important thing. Fun is winning. Changing up the routine, I think, is important, especially to fighting these dog days right now, and I understand that. But again, fun is winning. Fun is going out and competing, kicking somebody's behind, and but we just changed it up a little bit.
Why did you think that was important?
Well, just again, it's that time of year where monotony sets in, and to give them a different format. Nothing special, nothing different. I think again, you want to make sure guys are enjoying coming to work, but again, they got some shooting in is the most important thing.
Graves has come off the bench this year. He's started beside Kyle for a bit. How does what he has to do change without Kyle?
It's huge. I mean, and I think Graves would understand now how tough it is going against some of the supreme point guards, and Graves has done a heck of a job in that situation of handling it. The speed and quickness of starting point guards in this league is off the charts. And so that, he's learning to gauge that speed and doing a good job. We're going to have to also work on, DeMar may have to bring it up some, James may have to bring it up some, T. Ross will have to bring it up some, because I'm sure that, teams will try to pressure him and get him up the floor, but he's done a heck of a job of handling the pressure. And again, Graves is an experienced point guard now, and it's not like he's a rookie.
You spoke about the monotony of the season. How easy is it for the guys to get jacked up to play tomorrow against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are playing exceptionally well right now?
It should be, we should be excited when you step on the floor for all 82. That's my approach, and that's what we try to preach, no matter who it is. I know it's difficult. Guys are human. You're going to have good days and bad days, but you should be excited to walk on the floor at any time in the NBA, no matter who you're playing, because all teams are good. All teams are capable of kicking your butt at any time. So we don't have the luxury of going out and saying, hey, we can pick and choose this game to be mentally focused and physically ready to play. Yes, Cleveland's playing at a very high level right now. We know that. But again, we look at it as an opportunity.
Coach, with Kyle taking a couple of days off to rest up bumps and bruises, he talks about the big picture. Obviously, the playoffs right around the corner. Do you see that as a sign of maturity?
It is. It is. Probably a couple of years ago, it would have been harder for him to accept sitting out and taking time off to rest his body. But I think it's good for him to do that, both physically and mentally. To do that, and it's going to help him. I think I like taking time off now instead of waiting. A lot of teams do it. We did it in Dallas quite a bit, and in Seattle, resting him like last 2 weeks of the season. But you run the risk at that time, which we saw, of struggling the first round of the playoffs, and we did against Portland in Dallas, and it took us that serious to kind of those guys get their sea legs back after sitting out for 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that. So I'd much rather, rest Kyle now and then ramp it up and kind of get a rhythm as we get closer to the playoffs.
His numbers were dipping a little bit. Do you expect those to go back up when he does get back in the lineup?
We'll see. Again, the key is us is getting a team rhythm more so than individual. He's going to score. I think that's going to be, but him getting that energy back, his mojo back, his getting healthy, getting his body right is probably more important than his point production. I'm not worried about Kyle scoring. I think that's going to happen. I just think for us to win, he's got to have that mojo, making those winning plays, diving on the floor, taking charges, and you can't do that if you're not 100% healthy.
What is his status right now? Is it day-to-day?
It's day-to-day.
Is there a specific nick or bruise, or is it
it's all over? Legs, combination, upper, lower, head, shoulder, knees, everything. So.
What's Cleveland doing now that maybe they weren't doing earlier this season or doing better?
Well, one is they added Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith and Mozgov. That's a huge difference. And now they're defending at a high level. They're running similar defense as they ran in Miami. The same rotation type defense. Mozgov has been a big addition for him. J.R. Smith has been a huge addition for him. So that's been the best, the adding of talent was the major change. And then you add number 23 to the mix with that is a plus. So they're similar. They're running a lot of the same sets, but the addition of those three guys has been huge for them.
You mentioned the Dallas and the Seattle with the resting. You look at what the Spurs have done. You look at the Cleveland's even rested LeBron so far this season. Overall, you're a believer in allowing that to happen throughout the course of the season?
Well, I think in today's NBA, I think you have to, just because the schedule seems more condensed. It just seems that way now. I don't know if it's different than it was back a few years ago. In Dallas, we had older players. But again, it just feels like with the mandatory off days, the travel, that it does take a wear and tear on you now, and I'm believing it now. And I think anything to help guys get healthy mentally and physically is good for you.
Dwane, when you joined the team, it was on the eve of the 2011 draft. Just want to ask you about Tristan Thompson. Whether you saw a video of him, when his first and only year in Texas.
Well, he's really improved. I mean, he's done a great job with his body in that situation. And now he's a much more polished around the bucket now than he was on video coming out. I thought coming out of Texas he was raw. You could see he was going to be a good talent, but he was still raw at that time. But he has really done a great job of building his body up. Offensive rebounding machine. He's got a knack now of getting in and offensive rebounding. So I think he's, it's unfair to rate him now versus what you saw at that time coming out of Texas. At that time in Texas, you saw this kind of skinny, athletic power forward that you didn't know whether he had good hands or not or whatever it was. But, he's really worked on his game and gotten much, much better. He's changed hands to shoot free throws and shooting free throws much better now. Before he couldn't, struggle. So he's done so much to improve his game. It's hard to even compare the old Tristan Thompson versus today.
What is the key? Just putting a body on him?
Key is you got to get a body on him. You got to get a body on and keep it on him, because he doesn't stand still just because you put a body on him. He's in constant motion, trying to get inside offensive rebounding position. So you've got to really make sure you hit and maintain contact to keep him off the boards.
A guy like LeBron, you never really can stop him. You can just maybe hope to control him. As a coach, though, how much do you look forward to managing a game against a guy like LeBron?
Well, I don't, to be honest with you. You don't enjoy it. But again, again, he's another guy that's changed his game from back when we played him in the championship in Miami. At that time, you could take a few things away from him. You could, double team him a little bit more, force him one way. But now he's so cerebral now, a lot like Michael Jordan became as he got older. He thinks the game now. He's seen everything. He's experienced everything. And that's what this league is about, is going through it. And he's been through it. So anytime you throw something at him, you may get him the first time, but the second and third time, he's going to figure it out, and he's a computer. He's such a great passer and a willing passer that it's hard to contain him or control him multiple possessions.
Well, with Love being like a stretch forward, does it give you pause to maybe put Patrick back in the starting lineup tomorrow?
No. Amir's matchup has always been good. Matches well with him, yeah. Where Amir struggles is if they have a three-man playing the stretch forward. Yeah.